Saluting on my favorite shows, movies, and video games is my calling. Anyways, enjoy. Punch-Out? Yes, this video game rocks. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? Is a legendary 1987 NES boxing game featuring underdog Little Mac fighting iconic characters, culminating in a notoriously difficult final match against real-life heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, known for its pattern-based gameplay, catchy music, and memorable characters, becoming a cornerstone of gaming history before being re-released as Punch-Out! Featuring Mr. Dream when Tyson's licensing deal expired. Little Mac has a limited repertoire compared to most of his opponents. His punches are limited to left and right jabs, left and right body blows, and a powerful uppercut. The uppercut can only be used once the player earns a star, which is typically accomplished by counter-punching the opponent directly before or after certain attacks are launched. The player can acquire up to 3 stars. To perform the uppercut, the player needs to press the start button once a star is earned. To defend, Mac can dodge left or right, duck and block punches by putting up his guard. Little Mac also has a heart meter, which decreases by 3 upon being struck by an opponent and 1 upon blocking an attack or an opponent blocking/dodging the player's attack. When the heart meter decreases to 0, Little Mac temporarily turns pink and appears exhausted, leaving the player unable to attack but still able to dodge or block. At this point, Mac can regain some hearts, and his normal color palette, only by avoiding the opponent's punches. He immediately loses all of his hearts upon being knocked down, but can regain some by getting up. A bout can end by knockout, KO, if a fighter is unable to get up within 10 seconds after being knocked down, by technical knockout, TKO, if a fighter is knocked down 3 times in one round, or by decision. If the bout lasts 3 full rounds without a clear winner. In order to win by decision, the player must accumulate higher than a certain point total by punching the opponent and slash or knocking him down. Different boxers require different point totals to win by decision. However, some bouts cannot be won in this manner and will automatically result in a loss for the player if the opponent is not knocked out. Mac can only get up 3 times during any one bout. If he is knocked down a 4th time, he will be unable to rise and thus lose by knockout. When Mac loses his first bout to a ranked opponent, he will have a chance to fight a rematch. However, if he loses a title bout, he will fall in the rankings, 1 place for the minor or major circuits, 2 places for the world circuit. Losing a rematch causes him to fall 1 place, unless he is already at the bottom of his circuit, forcing him to fight his way back up. A 3rd loss, not necessarily a consecutive one, ends the game. The exception is the final fight against Mike Tyson/Mr. Dream. A loss to them automatically results in a game over. This version of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out! Was designed for the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES, which was an 8-bit video game console manufactured by Nintendo in the years 1983 to 2003. In that time, it was the best-selling video game console for which more than 700 licensed games and a number of non-licensed games were created. The 8-bit animation reminds me of a popular game called Pac-Man. Anyways, Punch-Out rocks. And so does Fallout 4. Furious boss battle sucks. End of salute. An end of salute of 2025. Next salute, Pong, after the Pong salute, Camp Camp, after the Camp Camp salute, Spirited Away. After the Spirited Away salute, Tennis, after the Tennis salute, Beavis and Butthead, and after the Beavis and Butthead salute, Robot Boy, the Season 1 finale.